Well, you won't get a lemon from Toyota of Orange.
Wrestling buddies want to be your buddy.
Drug-free's the way to be.
What do you think you're doing?
Well, Miss Musso, we were just doing a promo.
Welcome to Home Wrestling League.
I am Penny Dreadful, joined by Drew No Gimmicks Needed Radley, and Crystal the Casual is at the Unicorn soundboard for us in the back. And this is Home Wrestling League, where we understand how the internet works, because we basically built this shit.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk.
Oh, Kevin Kelly. Oh, Ian Riccaboni. I tell you, when I found out poor Kevin Kelly lost his job, I was like, oh, that's too bad. I like you in Collision. Let's see what's going on. And I found out where it came from, and the fact that Ian Riccaboni talked shit about him on Discord and didn't understand that anytime you put something on the internet, anyone can screen that shit. Oh my God. I laughed so hard. I think I spent a good half an hour just in hysterics over and over. Like when I was finished laughing at it, I would go, I think how fucking stupid it was. Oh, it's boomer shit. I love it.
The funniest part about it is Kevin Kelly was attacking Ian for
he started it?
What?
He started?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm actually no, I take that back. I'm not sure like where it went, but like he was also advertising for that movie, The Sound of Freedom.
Yes.
And The Sound of Freedom was the most successful independent movie of last year. It was backed by Christians, and like it has ties to QAnon. And it's that weird, like, hey, child trafficking is terrible. I'm like, yeah, we all know that. Like, that's not something that's new.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that thing when somebody doesn't know and then they treat it like it's a big deal. So there are people like, child trafficking is real, guys. They're like, yes, but you actually don't care. Like, you just want to be morally superior than anybody. So that's also awful. And I'm like, if Christian people really took like molestation and child trafficking seriously, like the Catholic Church would be like burnt to the ground. So it's a weird hill to die on.
The evangelicals are not the ones to be dogging. And then Ian puts that on Discord, not understanding. I thought everything I was saying there was private. Like, buddy, no.
You're too famous to be private. Like, you're not famous, but you're famous enough.
No,
and
if you
Discord
have
is
a
like,
public-facing job, sir.
And Discord is like one of the most like cropped out image websites for jokes. Like people just
it's that and Tumblr.
Yeah, that and Tumblr. And it's like Discord is never private unless it never is. You can't make it that way because every server is made by people. Like it's not like the website does it. You make it.
Nope.
Like it's kind of old school internet in that way. It's just probably why I like it, because everything is run by the person doing what they're doing there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's funny that he thought that would be private. I'm like, no, even in DMs, it's not really private. They can just screenshot and post it.
Understand how it works. Oh my God. Yep.
Oh, no.
I have them on my phone now. That's how much it's not private.
Yeah. You're like, I can look at these all day and laugh.
I mean, the internet is such a crazy concept, and social media makes it even crazier because it's just like there are times where people are watching sports events and then they take a photo and then they see somebody in the audience and they're like picking their nose, like, hey, did you get to see this guy from the third right to the left? Like, you see him? He's picking his nose.
No, it's so like, that's the one thing I don't like about it, is that it's easy to like make somebody go viral for doing something that everyone has done at least once in their life.
That's
you know what I mean?
Innocuous, and they don't know that they were being recorded at that moment.
Right.
I mean, I hope that no one ever catches me picking out like, a wedgie walking down the street.
Because I mean, everyone's done that. Everyone's had to pick their underwear out of their butt crack. Like we've all been there.
Exactly.
And we've all been there. So it's like that is the weird part where it's like you can become, as you know, butt picking woman for like a week because you got caught doing it. And everyone will be like, wow, couldn't be me. I'm like, couldn't be you? Your underwear has never gone up your butt. Ever. I don't
You
think
always
so.
stop and look around you to make sure no one's watching you do it.
Right? Like you're like back and forth making sure going behind a tree to do it. Yeah, no, I get it. But it is
You suck! No, you suck! No, you... I got a reaction. Yes!
I want to talk quickly about Tiffany Stratton because she's really getting the rocket strap to her, which I think is great because she really deserves it. And she reminds me so much, especially her gear, of Sweet Valley High, probably because of the blue and the pink and those pastels she's always wearing.
Yep.
And I thought it was so cute what you sent us. She's got like these little fans and
Hello.
Hey! Look who it is!
How are you? What's your name? Anna? It's nice to meet you. I love the pink. I think it's awesome. I think that's my favorite color. Of course. There you go. It's nice to meet you. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah.
she's going up to her and saying hello. Oh my God, it's so great that even though she's definitely a heel, definitely doing the heel thing, that she's still got, cute little fans that she's sweet to. And she definitely reminds me of Marla Sokolov.
Fourth year's a charm.
On my waist bag. Come up. Lisa? Is that you? I lost a little weight. Wow. This really should have been my year. I had a lot of work done. I mean, I had done a lot of work over the summer. You could tell it made her nervous. But they have to, spread the talent around, so... I've been on the B squad for 4 years.
Oh, is this the thing you were talking about where she, despite being a heel, she's like seeing a fan who had fought cancer?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Sweet? Ugh,
yeah,
it's
so funny.
It. Yeah.
That is cute. Well, I mean, she's really funny. Like the funniest thing that I got from her was she signed off on an interview and she was like, "Toodles." I was like,
Toodles.
Yes, that's her thing.
Toodles.
Like,
that's hilarious. I love that. She's like you said, she's the Marla Sokolov. She's the bad girl.
Yeah.
But she's cute too.
Right?
That's the funny part. She's the cute mean girl.
she got it so quickly. I say all that to say, like, her character progression has gotten better over time. And also the success of the Barbie movie has also really helped.
Right.
Her
Coincided.
too.
Yeah.
She really is like wrestling Barbie.
Yeah.
Like that's who she is.
That
I can see the packaging.
I mean, that gimmick will always work.
Yeah.
Because Barbies are been around for a while, and like everyone understands what a Barbie is, and she's essentially Princess from the Powerpuff Girls and Barbie if they were to become a wrestler.
Blossom?
Oh
Blossom,
no,
right?
Princess, the little bratty one, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Curly hair and the little crown.
Yeah.
I'm Princess Morbucks, and here's something interesting about me. Money!
Oh, okay. I remember now. Yes. No, that tracks.
Yeah. So like that's why it works so much for her.
Yeah.
Like in her early promos, you can like she's like,
oh,
I'm gonna get Daddy to buy me a plane, and I'm like, I'm gonna get Daddy told me that.
Okay, yeah, because her real name is Princess Morbucks.
Yeah.
That's her name, Princess Morbucks.
So
I love that.
Yeah, she's great. It's funny because we were talking Sweet Valley High. Have you ever went back and watched some of those episodes?
Yes.
Not in years.
It's been a long time, but I used to love that show.
No, it's not. Like
of course not. It was for kids.
I watched it like
some stuff
recently.
as kids when I go back to it, is still good. Like Camp Nowhere is still really good.
Yeah. Like, Are You Afraid of the Dark is good for
Yeah,
what it
that's
is
true.
and
That's
all
true.
that.
Yeah,
But
and some stuff isn't as enjoyable as it was when you were a kid, and that's okay.
if you go back and watch like the first couple episodes of
Mhm.
Sweet Valley High, it's so fast paced. Like things just happen. Like the first episode is essentially them waiting for who won the homecoming queen,
Oh
and
God.
the Daniel sister that was married to Keenan Ivory Wayans is the bitch, and then the Daniel sister that's married to Cole Hauser is just like the really cool one. And
Tiffany's Jessica, the bitch.
it just moves so fast, and the actors aren't good. And it's not like now when actors aren't good, they can get by on like being hot
Good
and
editing.
shit. Like, no, like if you're a bad actor in the 90s, you are just a bad actor.
Right now. Todd.
Elizabeth, hi. How's it going?
Okay, I guess.
Great. Look, I've been thinking. I owe you an apology.
Thanks. I'm glad you finally understand how I feel.
Yeah, I should have danced with you.
Todd, this isn't about dancing.
Whatever it is, can we just forget about it? Let's go to a movie tomorrow night.
I can't. I have plans.
Plans? Plans with who?
Scott Daniels.
Fine. Suit yourself.
There's like no covering.
Everybody was bad.
Yeah. Like now with the advent of, layering and all the stuff you can do inside of editing room, you can make anybody look halfway decent.
Yeah.
Like in the 90s, you were just like, was that the only line read? Yep.
And I'm here with Patrick Belton. Patrick is out of University of South Carolina, SEC football. How you doing, Dago?
Doing good.
Good. So, talk to me a little bit about you. Where are you from, first of all?
I'm from right in Columbia, South Carolina.
Oh, okay. So you
played at home.
Stay home.
Yes,
Stay
sir.
home. Okay. So, talk to me a little bit about your journey to South Carolina, like coming out of high school. Who was recruiting you there?
Well, honestly, I only had 3 offers out of high school. That was from Hampton, South Carolina State, and Campbell University. So I went on a full scholarship to Campbell University.
Okay.
Then coach changed it, so I decided to transfer to USC, walked on, and started multiple games. Had a pretty good career, so I had to do my decision.
Whoop that trick. He came back. Yay. Do you think, because I didn't expect, and we'll get into it later, I didn't know how long to keep him away. Do you think that any NXT stories will end up on WrestleMania?
No. That's what Stand and Deliver is. I think Trick is literally the only person that potentially could do it. Because I think either Trick is going to get a championship run in the next like couple months after Stand and Deliver, and that's going to be Carmelo's swan song to the to NXT. Before he gets called up officially. Or I think Trick and him might lose, and then Trick never goes for the NXT championship because Trick is too good to be on NXT.
Yes.
But he's not experienced enough to be on the main roster. It's what they call in baseball a 4A player, because there's the minor leagues where you get A ball, double A, and triple A, where somebody's too good to be in triple A, but not good enough to be in the Major League Baseball. So right now he's a 4A player, but as soon as he keeps wrestling,
you're right. Yeah,
he'll be golden. Like that's one of the things about black wrestlers. I've always had that conspiracy theory where black wrestlers are so charismatic that a lot of them don't need championships. Like if you think of the most charismatic wrestlers right now, most of them are black.
On the E, I think of Tez right away.
Yeah, you think of Montez, you think of his wife, you think of Jade, you think of Mercedes, you think about Swerve, you think about like Trick, Mello, like
Hobbs. no matter what they have him doing, I enjoy seeing him every time.
Yeah, like the most charismatic wrestlers are usually black wrestlers, and they don't get championship opportunities that much. So that's why when Swerve is going through what he's going through, it's going to make for a good story. Because I'm pretty sure in the next couple months that's going to be the biggest story in promotion because Hangman's taking time off, and I imagine like when Swerve is about to win a match, that's when Hangman comes back.
Surprise, nigga.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, hopefully Hangman won't say that shit. But
No, I just meant like, you know.
I know. No, I get it.
Yeah.
Shout out to BBC.
BBC, of course it was.
Trick is too good right now. Like when he went to that SmackDown and everybody started singing "Whoop That Trick," you're like, oh, okay. You're cooking with gas right now.
Yeah.
Like this guy's got it.
Yeah. How long do you think they're gonna have them have their little thing?
He has to get revenge on him, and then like it's gonna go until Stand and Deliver, which is like in what 3-4 weeks. So like that'll be the thing that they address, and that whole situation is funny. Like when it happened because Tony D'Angelo fooled Carmelo, and when Trick's music played, and then he snuck up behind him, won the match, and then at the end he's just like,
For that little stunt I pulled, but I am a giving Don. So Carmelo, I got you a present.
and it was actually Trick. And that's how he came in. Yeah.
Do you think they'll be called up at the same time?
Probably not. Yeah. I think they want to get
Trick. Because I didn't realize that Trick had only been wrestling for a couple of years.
Because he was initially Carmelo's heater. And then they just decided one day to, have him wrestle more. And then he had that incredible match with Ilya Dragunov, and that was his star-making moment.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, he just showed up on SmackDown, and everybody in an entire like 16,000 seat arena is saying "Whoop That Trick." So, like, there is one of those things where you're like, it's the Obama thing where I mean, I'm not comparing him to Obama, but I'm just saying like like the moment picked him. Like he didn't pick the moment. The moment picked him.
Yeah.
Maybe the Pride needs a new leader. It's not going to be me. I think it should be Montez Ford. He's a new breakout star, but we all know he can't do that when he's dragging Dawkins.
Cross is funny, dog. He's funny. He's funny.
You want to talk about us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what? You right, bro. I'll give him one thing. You a breakout star, my guy. But I'll be damned if I let a dude disrespect me. I've been here 10 plus years, dog. We talking NXT all the way to right now, consecutively. 10 plus, consecutively. One right after the other.
I was a little slow on the uptake with Montez and Dawkins in that little cute little reality montage we had from them. But then I was like, what do you mean Memphis, countdown to Memphis? And I was like looking at the tickets. When's Memphis? When are you meant to? That's next week. That's this Friday. What do you mean? I was like, Jennifer, like, what do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Like, I mean, I think they're actually bringing more into this story. One thing that I noticed was, like, when I sent you that, I was just like, oh, Vince is gone. Because
you would never allow that.
For a long time, he would never allow, like, 20-minute promos on Instagram because he doesn't really own it.
Hello.
So, like, why would that happen? But now you have The Rock. Well, The Rock can do whatever he wants because they're getting the $30 million out of him.
Yeah.
But you have the thing with Karrion Kross, and like that's adding more time to SmackDown. And I honestly think it's because The Rock and Roman Reigns like take up an hour of fucking SmackDown.
Yeah.
So a lot of these
How
guys.
else are you supposed to move your stories if you're going to give this guy so much airtime?
And
Yeah.
honestly, it's like
It's smart.
they're doing something that that hasn't been done so much. I mean, it's funny because Zack Ryder is the godfather of that. Like he got over because he had a show on YouTube. He was the first guy to have like a show on YouTube, and it got him over so much to the point where he got United States champion. Vince was just like, well, now that he has the belt, I can destroy this guy.
Look out!
So, he humiliates him for months and
Fucking
then makes him sign a contract where they distribute the show and then like canceled it after like 3 shows. Like it's just to get over, but if you got over on your own, it was like, how can I fuck this guy's run up? And like that's part of the reason why wrestling is currently in a better place is Vince is gone, but all right, like the stench of Vince is still there, but he really just fucked up his own business a lot of times. I've always had the theory that the week of WrestleMania 17, he bought WCW. He bought it for $2 million. And
it's cheap now that you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he got their tape rights and everything. And that was the week of WrestleMania 17. And
Yeah.
WrestleMania 17 is literally the swan song of the Attitude Era. Like after that, it was done. And then once he didn't have any competition, like the shows just got worse and worse. And it got into his image. And what happens is when you're that rich, you don't really try as much. So when you don't try as much, like you
It
can
shows.
do anything. Like segments will go on too long, and then you'll have matches. Like you have a pay-per-view match the week before, and then on the go home show, you're gonna have the same match. It's just like things that didn't make sense. And that's why I'm like, I'm so glad Vince is gone.
Yeah.
But to come back to that whole situation where you're watching that video, I think it's just cool that they're allowing them to branch out.
Yeah.
If they don't have the time to properly tell the story, like that's
Yes.
another way to do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, Montez and
really using social media to its benefits.
yeah, I think we might talk about it later, but the thing with Bianca, where now these characters have more layers instead of
Talk
I'm a
about it
good
now
guy.
because I entirely missed that. You were like, "Oh, she's turning heel," and I was like, "I didn't see that," because to me, everything she's saying makes sense.
Girl, what you doing? Girl, why are you over here watching Bailey crying and complain? I mean, she did this to herself.
Oh, I feel bad. It's something I feel bad about the whole.
You feel bad? Why? Bailey literally created damage control, just backfired on her. Like she's literally in the same position that she put me in for the past 2 years. Like I don't know. I wouldn't feel bad. I don't feel bad.
I've had my group of girls before B, and I know what it's like when it all starts to fall apart and when it breaks down. I ain't cool with that.
Yeah, Naomi, I get it, but you wasn't here. Like, it's so easy for you to say that because you were not here. You didn't see all the mess that Bailey created. And I guarantee you, if you were here, she would have came for you too. So, I don't know. I just see it as she made her bed, now she got to lie in it. That's just how I see it.
I don't know, B.
Okay, well, I guess I got to say something nice at this point. So, good luck to her at Mania, I guess. I don't know. I said what I said.
Bailey came back to start with Bianca right away.
Yeah, like
I'm definitely on her side. Like, yeah, she laid in her bed, she made it. It's all right. It's cool. I'm gonna say I think that makes her a heel, but you could see them turning it in that direction.
If you follow that Bailey story, like Bailey came back and for 5 years she was running roughshod on the entire division. She fucked with Asuka and Kyrie at the same time. She beat up Kyrie and then she went to, and Kyrie could not come back and Kyrie went to Japan, but like Bailey was the person who did that to her. And then they come back and like Bailey was kind of acting insane, like the point where she was getting EO in fights. Like EO's gonna beat you up tonight, and EO's like, and so And so, like, you can understand why it happened.
Yeah.
But, like, as I had some more time to think about that after I sent that text, I'm like, maybe they just might be doing something where is reacting how a person would react, where it's just like, yeah, no, that bitch was fucking with me. I don't give a shit.
Exactly.
I want to see her. I mean, it's sad that she got attacked by a bunch of dorks on the internet the other week. And like that's what happens when somebody's a baby face for too long, and then a bunch of white dorks online are just like, I don't really like Bianca.
True, I guess, but I also, if you're a black woman,
Yeah.
you can't do nothing right.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, I guess you have to have a black
no, you're
person
right.
on at one end. Yeah, you do. Die mad. But the other part of it is that she's fully deserving.
There's a reason why she's on the cover of the deluxe version of that video game. Like her and Rhea. The talent is undeniable.
Yep.
So
you're not just checking, the diversity boxes here.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where when a wrestler doesn't need wrestling, that's one of the things that people don't like. And Bianca does not need wrestling. Like she could potentially quit today, take some acting lessons, and then be in a Marvel movie if she wanted to. And then like she'll take over for Gina Carano type shit.
I was thinking, oh my goodness, yeah. She could be in anything she wanted to be.
Yeah,
True.
like
And she will, ultimately.
a lot of the people that are in the WWE are built like superheroes, so they could potentially go and become superheroes if they wanted to. When if actors just ultimately decide, like, you know what, we're done with Marvel movies. And
I mean, you've already got Dave Bautista. He's Drax,
yeah, and then like, and he's done with that. Which
That's right. And Seth is going to be in the next one, the Captain America one.
They said they cut out his scenes already.
Oh
no.
Yeah,
but I
that
agree with
movie
you guys.
has not been testing well, so they're doing a lot of reshoots. Yeah,
Really? Oh well. Oh God, maybe I hope we'll be able to see it like somewhere.
Yeah,
on
hopefully.
a DVD, maybe.
I never thought about that though, but you guys are right. Like wrestlers could be the new like action, superhero movie people because they're already
doing
there. They already have the looks because everyone has to be very pretty now. I think pretty much everyone has to be good looking, and then they're all in tip top shape and they're all used to throwing themselves around and wearing spandex and glittery colors and bright shit. So it makes sense.
They're already taking bumps off of cars. They know about it.
They're good. They're good to go. Honestly, I might even enjoy it more. To be honest.
Your father, Vince McMahon, your father went around the country and shook the hand of every... You know I'm telling the truth, don't you? You know in your heart I'm telling you the truth, that your father shook the hand of every promoter in this country and swore to them that he'd never compete against them, that his son would never compete against them. And when your father died, you competed. And with your ruthless, merciless, take no prisoners attitude, you drove everybody out of business, didn't you, Vince? You ran all the competition into the ground and you stole all their ideas and you made yourself a billionaire out of it. And you know whose ideas you stole the most, Vince? You stole mine.
So Heyman and US Express are going to the Hall of Fame. XD
And
said that
Bull
they love to Volcano, yes. XD on Instagram had said that they always love to put people in the Hall of Fame who have to go to work the next day. And I was like, they're just running out of people to put in there. And I remember Bray. Do you think they'll induct Bray this year?
Yeah, they're gonna have to.
Yeah. Who's gonna induct him then? Because I mean, his
I
dad
would
is also
imagine-
going in at the same time. So who?
I would imagine JoJo, his dad, or Eric Rowan, or one of those three are gonna. Eric Rowan or Braun are gonna induct him. Because it's a really sad story to think about. Just you know, 2 of the 3 guys in the Wyatt family are dead.
Right.
Yeah. So
That sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah. Do you think he'll be like the main one? He's got to be the main one.
Yeah, I know they've needed, like they said, Batista in 2020, and they've yet to do it yet. because of pandemic and shit. But
well, they
yeah,
can't
no,
at the same time.
Batista was supposed to be the main guy.
Yeah.
In in 2020,
Mhm.
and then in 2021, then they did the list, and then they didn't add Batista. So
Mhm.
Batista's right there, but I don't know what's the disconnect from him being a Hall of Famer and not getting the ceremony and stuff.
Yeah.
He
He's not going to come back, right? Not that it matters at this
Batista?
point. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that was his last match against Triple H like 5 years
Mhm.
ago.
Yeah.
He knows when to stay the fuck away. Like some people, like Dwayne, taking up fucking an hour of promo time from people.
Spending 7 minutes walking to a ring.
Oh God. Well, I mean, we'll definitely get to that, but Batista knew how to stay away.
Mhm.
You watch the US Express, like they're a very good tag team, and then Vince McMahon got a hold of Mike Rotunda,
Mm.
and then was just like, you know what's hilarious? The IRS. And I'm gonna call him Erwin I. Shyster because I do not hang out with Jewish people, and I don't think that's offensive. And then
Oh God.
and then it was
It took me
hilarious
a long
because,
time to get that joke.
yeah, the fact that it was a tag team called Money Inc. and it was the $1 Million Man and a
Yes.
tax person is a tag team. I'm like as an adult, you're just like, the fuck was he thinking?
I mean, like
The code was doing the thinking.
Yeah, that. And I mean, he was saying, what was it that where did we hear that last time? That he was just like, no, nobody finds Asian women attractive at all. We're not doing that.
Yeah, no,
Oh, yeah.
We
I'm
won't do
talking
that.
about Gail Kim.
Yeah.
And it's like, really? Okay. All right. But no, some of the older stuff you see in wrestling, you're just like,
weird shit.
Stereotypes.
Yep.
Yeah, that and just like we talked about in the last episode, like the lingerie matches. I mean, like, again, if someone wants to do that, that's another story. But like to package that for a TV show and be like, this is the only way we can do this, is if they're wearing sexy underwear.
Yep.
It's just,
And if you want to be on TV, your tits have to be the size of your head.
Yeah, that too. You gotta have the melons. Not gonna be on the TV unless you got melons.
It's like with Sable, it's like, yeah, you don't have a personality and you are not charismatic at all. Look at them titties.
Yeah. You look good in latex.
Honestly, that is a skill though. I believe that. Looking good in latex. Like
True.
It's a skill for, being in shape reasons, but also just for tolerance. I couldn't do that shit. No.
It's so uncomfortable.
I can barely wear like leggings, and so many people love to wear them. I'm very weird about that. I don't like the clinginess of it.
Yeah.
Like the older I get, the more I'm like, please place me in giant linen fabrics at all times.
Moo-moos.
Yes.
Moo-moos.
Moo-moos, maxi dresses, everything.
Many of our clients find pants confining, so we offer a range of alternatives for the ample gentleman. Ponchos, muumuus, capes, jumpsuits, unit sheets, muslin body rolls, academic and judicial robes.
I don't want to look like a weirdo. I'll just go with a muumuu.
But it's like, yeah, that's a talent. Being able to, wear that stuff all the time and put up with it.
The Hall of Fame, Paul Heyman, obviously he changed professional wrestling.
Yeah.
I've been watching 90s WCW. Like he was a part of that. He started ECW. Like he changed the landscape of wrestling. I mean, so much that a lot of the Attitude Era is just ECW, just turned down and more popular. Like that's why you have Sable, having the bikini with the two handprints. Like that's something you were seeing. Like Beulah McGillicuddy and Francine are not the most attractive women ever. WWE could pay for more attractive women like Trish Stratus and Lita and all these other people, but yeah, a lot of the stuff he took was from Paul.
30食品取らなくちゃ。
30取るのは大変だ。30取ったら本物だ。30取るのは大変だ。30取るのは大変だ。30品一発勝負。
体のために
朝
厳選30食品。
And Bull Nakano, Bull Nakano is a fucking legend. If you go back and watch 90s like women's Japanese wrestling, all Japan women's wrestling and all that stuff, like you see her matches and she was just like a monster heel who just wore punk rock shit to the ring, and then one day she was just like, I'm gonna look like a Japanese ghost. And that's when she developed, like when she went to America, that's when she got the face paint. Like she was parent face, but like when she went to America, that's when she did the face paint, and that's when she came and wrestled against Alundra Blaze all those times, and had that amazing match in SummerSlam '94. She has I think her best matches are in Japan. There's one with Akira Hotoko, and it's one of the best like David and Goliath matches ever. Like it's the monster heel against the under like the baby face, and this is before Akira Hokuto developed her character. And so like it's just this white meat baby face that you don't really know anything about. It gets this monster heel and Bull Nakano. And it's such an amazing, I mean, Dave gave it 5.
Le prochain trajet se fera pendant la journée. Le premier privilège de la Reine Bleue, c'est d'avoir en permanence plusieurs subalternes à sa disposition. Elles sont à son service 24 heures sur 24, y compris pour s'occuper de ses 2 chiens. Au Japon, cette pratique va bien au-delà du catch. Le respect du supérieur, appelé senpai, est une des règles de la vie sociale.
Feud with Aja Kong, which was great. That's where that video of her doing her finisher, that top rope leg drop off of the top of the cage. She hits it on her, and then like her like the spring of hitting the canvas pops her back up. And she just lands on her feet and then runs up the cage and leaves the cage and wins the match that way. And it's incredible to see.
Want to move on to mid card?
Sure.
But you see, this is what Combat Zone's all about. See, I live for stuff like this, man. This is what you need to do to prove that you're one of the best in the world and can compete no matter what circumstances come your way. I proved that in several circumstances. This year, no different. See, here in April, we had that little tournament that featured some of the best wrestlers in the industry today.
Do you think Swerve will be champ by the end of this calendar year? I think so.
He has to be.
Yeah. There's no one else that could.
Yeah, there's no one else that's marketable enough, and AEW as is. I mean, I know Ospreay and Jay White and Okada are big names, but they're not marketable. Like,
not yet.
It's an American star. Like, there's a reason why, like,
and he's been over the way he's been over for a little while now. It's been Swerve's house for like 2 years.
It's an American promotion, so like they need an American, and like you're right, he's been over for 2 years. Like it's the song, then it became Prince Nana's dance, then just like how much his character has changed,
and progressed.
And now he has one of the best feuds in wrestling going with him and Hangman, and they're just each other's Batman / Joker. Like they'll be doing this dance forever.
Oh my god,
like, Hangman is justified because you know he went into his house while he was gone. And like I know Hangman's supposed to be the heel now, but I'm like, no, he's really justified, and that's it's like the Drew McIntyre thing where these guys are justified, but people just don't like the fact that they're doing it.
I kind of think even if they hadn't decided to go with the cutting a promo on my baby line, that Swerve still hit a nerve when he used his time off against them. Like, oh, you used to be champ, then you lost, and then you just disappeared for a while, and you didn't have the same fire. I feel like that would be enough to give Hangman, the bump up his ass that he has right now with Swerve. I don't think they needed to go the extra route, and yet they did, and it still works either way. Like, that would piss me enough. That would be someone questioning, my commitment or my skill level or any kind of that stuff would be enough, and that usually is enough for these kinds of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a great.
Do you think it'll be like Double or Nothing or All In? Which one do you think it is? Will it be before England? Will it be at England?
I think they'll probably save that for Osprey.
Oh yeah. Well, god damn it, that would be so.
I mean, we're
the Saraya.
we're already like 25% of the way into this year, so
yeah,
that's like that would be in September. So like, it's not. We think it's long. It's not fucking long.
It's not. No.
Right.
If they're gonna pull the trigger with Swerve, and they should. Oh my god, it would be the same thing that it would have been for Saraya. I would have wanted Saraya to get her moment in front of the crowd, but I don't think that was the right time to do it, and it just happened to be at the time. It just happened to be there. I would, and I think it would make sense to put the strap on Osprey in England. That would be great. However, if it comes at Swerve's expense, again, not the right time.
Yeah, I mean,
that would suck for me.
Osprey can make any championship, so
that's true.
I think there's a path for him and Roddy to meet up, and I'd like to see that match.
I was just thinking.
And then he could be the king.
Speaking classic heel, Okada arrives and immediately goes over with the Elite because they need a new third.
When I saw it, when it happened, I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then I actually thought about it, and this is like around the time I was watching TNA. So, because I basically wrote from my memory what really happened. Okada and the Young Bucks being in TNA is one of the reasons why AEW even exists. So what happened was Okada came to TNA as like a talent exchange / like, hey, New Japan is just like, you can use our like young boys and
our coming up talent.
Yeah, our coming up talent, and we could build a partnership together. And they're just like, okay, cool. We'll take the Okada guy, and then we'll take Tanahashi. If you know anything about New Japan, you know exactly where this goes. So the only people that were really like cool to Okada were the Young Bucks, like when they were Generation Me. And so like they were all like jobbers and shit. They all became friends because Okada was just like a geek, and then they gave him a gimmick, and he played Bruce Lee's character in the Green Hornet. Like that was his whole gimmick, and he was like Samoa Joe's like whipping boy too. And you're like, hey, what the fuck? And so they also fuck over Tanahashi as well. And this is like around the time that Hulk Hogan was taking over and shit, and that's when the show became unwatchable. And so like all these guys that were really, really talented got kept down. And then it really fucked up the relationship between TNA and New Japan Pro Wrestling to the point where it was just like, you either wrestle for TNA or you wrestle for New Japan. You couldn't do both at all. I say all that to say that had the Young Bucks not like treated
Mhm.
Okada great out
Uh-huh.
there, they
Mhm.
wouldn't have been in New Japan. Their run in New Japan wouldn't happen. They ultimately became All Elite Wrestling. I mean,
Mhm.
there's
Mhm.
other steps. That's what happened.
Cultivating that relationship over time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
AEW wouldn't exist without that
Mm.
happening.
Mm. I love that. Mm. TK coming along, saving the day, actually, creating relationships instead of, eating everything up. I love me some TK. But
Mm.
Bastard Pack is back as well. And he is a fantastic wrestler, someone who I missed. I think he had a great run with that international title when it was still called whatever the fuck it was. He's the only guy who has a worse name here than he did in the E.
Wait,
Bastard Pack? Bastard
what?
Pack?
Oh
Neville?
God, yes, yes.
Why is that the name? What does that mean? How are all of your ring names terrible?
I don't, because like his gimmick now is he just wears his gear everywhere. Like that's his. He's just like
He runs
always.
around in the same briefs.
Yeah, like that's his gimmick. That's the reason why the pay-per-view is called Full Gear, because Pac was walking around in full gear.
Oh, that's
And
clever.
yeah, that's the reason why it's called that, is because they were doing some skits on being in the Elite,
Mhm.
and he was just walking around in full gear, and they're like, well, let's just name the pay-per-view Full Gear. And so
Man,
like
they like
that's
to
his,
come up with stuff and move forward on it right away.
and that's his
Because
whole
they
gimmick.
just got that Dynasty thing and already have started announcing matches for it.
Well, yeah, I mean like they are announced the match, so like that's
Well, they've been moving quicker on that than some other people have booking their stuff, and we'll get there.
yeah.
I'm excited to see him back. Another one that I'm excited to see back because I love to watch him wrestle and I don't want him to fuck it up.
I just love, because I watched the clip this morning about Okada in the Collision match, where it's like it was essentially a 3-on-1 because the Bucks
Yeah,
didn't tag
exactly.
in,
Yeah.
and he was just fucking up those jobbers.
Yep.
Because like, yes,
Just
I'm the best. I'm like one of the best wrestlers in the world, so like of course, like your local talent means jack shit.
Oh my god. Speaking of the AEW shows, at the end of Dynamite, I usually have a note on my phone to do something that I need to do every day at 7 o'clock. And then I realized I was still watching it when my phone went off. And I was like, you guys are on commercial. Not only are you not finished with this match, you're on commercial. Was it supposed to go over?
I
I
don't
can
think
never
so.
tell. And yet, Kyle Fletcher kept like kicking out of the biggest fucking knees in the face for like 5 more minutes. I was like, this is so
Yeah, he gave Kyle Fletcher a lot.
Oof.
He gave him so much, and I'm like,
Yes.
that's great. You could probably have done that within 30 minutes.
Seriously, I was like, this is a real great match. Understand what you're giving us because the two of you are used to this. It's a great first start for, a match on a Monday, on a Wednesday night for him. But I was like, what are you guys doing? It's fun, but I don't know what's happening. Because there were a few instances where I was like, oh, this is about to end. That's got to be it. And then no. And then no. And then no.
Yeah, I think
I
because they're
enjoyed it.
both.
Yeah.
It's an amazing match.
Oh, yeah.
They're both like New Japan guys, so they don't understand like cutting it off.
Yeah.
So
or maybe it was
that's one of the issues. Like if you
Mhm.
like if he wrestled somebody that was like when he wrestles Brian, I think that's gonna be like if they did it on TV, Brian would be the one like, oh, we need to go home. We need to go home.
Yeah.
We need to go.
Like,
But
this is supposed to end at one point.
but it's just like he's still getting used to it. So
Mhm.
like him and the cursing.
Everyone looks at you and goes, that's Bryan Danielson. That's the bar.
And just him being a fucking Geordie. It's just like he just needs to stop a lot of that. And yeah, he'll definitely, I mean, he's just the fact that he's just the most obnoxious. His character is just like, bruv, I'm the best wrestler in the world, bruv.
It cracks me up. I got it. It's so funny.
Is that the
bruv
guy
thing.
with the crazy coat?
Yeah.
The coat, the coat, the literal coat of arms.
Yes, that's him.
Check
Okay.
out my British tracksuit, bruv.
He cracks me up, and I love it. I want to see more of him on Wednesday nights, but there is something that one of the wrestling podcasts I was listening to was mentioning about how you wouldn't normally get that a match of that quality on cable, and that you would normally save it for a pay-per-view. And they kept calling it free. And I was thinking, sir, cable's not free.
No, it's not.
Just because this particular match is not behind a paywall like it would be for a literal pay-per-view, just because we're not paying specifically to see this one match doesn't mean that it is free. Can you please stop calling it free? For whom is it free for? Because you cannot watch, it's really, really hard to watch AEW if you don't have cable.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a streaming contract. You can't, watch it the next day on Hulu or anything. And by the way, Hulu's not free. Can we please be careful with use of the word free? Because I have a lot of opinions about, where, how things work with access and seeing all these different things. Sure, it's not free. Wrestling has not been free ever. Even if you don't buy that particular thing. Shut up. I got on my fucking nerves.
She had her price, just like each and every one of you have your price. Everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
One of the funniest things, I went to a wrestling show, and me and my friend Tommy, friend of the show, were trying to get in, and we're just like, wait, how do we get in? And so we accidentally went in the back, and they're like, and the wrestler's like, hey, you got to pay. And I'm like, yeah, we're trying to find where the entrance
Where
is.
to pay?
It's like,
We're
yeah,
trying to find the people to give money to.
Yeah, it was like, where you acting like we're sneaking in. I'm like, we're like, first of all, none of what you guys did, like, are gonna do later are worth the $20. Like,
Shade.
like there's
They
some
were
bad,
yelling. They were yelling at you like that over $20 too. That's the best part.
yeah.
Like, hey, you put your 20 in like everyone else.
It's like, yeah, we were trying to. Now I don't even know if I want to do it because you're a fucking dick.
You're being a jerk.
Yeah,
Did you stay?
yeah, we stayed, unfortunately.
Yeah, we stayed. What the sorry. Like, yeah, of course we did.
Yeah. And nothing was worth the 20?
No, it's just it was really badly done. It was just.
Well, yeah, they're asking for $20. I mean, that's saying something right there. Saying like,
well, I mean, there are a lot of wrestlers who always talked about, their first star and they come up in the indies or whatever, oh, I wrestled for $5 a night and that kind of stuff. Yes, I want to give you money to do your show in front of me. Yes. But there's a lot of other things I could do with $20, actually. That's like 4 streaming services in a month, $20. And I'll get a lot more use out of my $20.
That's
with
true.
watching, Real Housewives of Potomac.
Oh, you didn't know that? No, that's real. Years ago, we were at Sharice's house and we were eating crabs or attempting to eat crabs before I got kicked out the house. Where are you going? Sharice had an issue. Josephine Baker had an issue. I'm getting my grip. So go on, Karen. Keep lying, girl.
Last thing for the dub. I can't believe this is in a week already. It's almost here. I think I'm going to scream. I'm pretty sure I'm going to make a lot of really annoying noises. Do you think they will make us wait until the very end? How will they do it? Who do they put her in front of?
I don't.
Is Britt coming back?
Yeah. Well, I think Britt's coming. I think Britt's coming back for the Tony Storm thing, but it's like Britt Baker is one of those people where I'm just like, when you're not a heel, you can definitely see the cracks in your game.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Where you're just like, oh, your entire gimmick was just shitting on the other women, and now that you can't do it,
I think
what
she
do
makes
you
a
have?
great heel. There are several things I really enjoy about Britt Baker. I think because when I first started watching, she was champ, and I found her irritating as fuck. And I was like, well, that works. If I have to remember you, and if I hate you or like you, it's better that I remember you. And I thought she was very effective in that role. I love her gear every time. Oh, that really sucks me in. Put Wonder Woman colors in front of me, and I'm always going to be there. And I really like that she's also a fucking dentist.
When you were training to be a professional wrestler, you were going to school to be a dentist.
Yeah.
And your parents didn't know about it for how long?
A good 6 months, I would say. I really didn't tell anybody except a couple of my best friends, just because I had to have an emergency contact when I submitted my my training applications. But I was so scared that they were going to be so mad and hate me and hate wrestling because I was already accepted into dental school. Like any normal parent would raise their eyebrow when you start training in a warehouse with strange men.
That in between wrestling, she just goes and drills people's teeth. I find that really fucking awesome. I think it's really cool when a wrestler not only has like other interests outside of wrestling, but also full ass jobs. I think that's fucking great.
Yeah.
So, and I think that she really, really cares. Maybe she's not as great in the ring as a lot of other people, and maybe she'll, develop over time at that. But I think she really cares about what they're putting out there and about the women's division and the women backstage and all that kind of stuff. I think she cares a lot, which I think can take people a long way. So I hope to see her back. I also like her entrance and everything.
It may seem like there's no action, and we may sometimes take this kindness of stillness for granted, but these small human moments are the things that shape us as people.
These anime have made the ordinary extraordinary, and we celebrate happiness, humor, and heartbreak with our nominees of Best Slice of Life.
And we know Mercedes is coming, but who do they have to? What are they gonna do with her when she gets her?
That's the $10 million question.
Exactly. Does she bring someone else with her to fight with?
No.
Do we see somebody come back? Where's Jimmy Hayter? I know she's been out for a while with an injury. I haven't heard about her in a long time. But I don't know that there's anyone that they have for her right now that they can put in front of her other than Serena Deeb.
Serena Deeb, I think Serena Deeb strictly works on Collision.
Exactly.
Because I know Thunder Rosa works on Collision because, the whole thing with her and Britt Baker and their beef and all that other nonsense. But
she did have a Dynamite match a week or two ago.
Who,
she
Thunder?
did. Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
But I think it's only been the one out of the maybe 4 or 5 that she's had since she's gotten back. It's only one that's been in Dynamite. So I don't know what of course, I'm excited to see her. Can't wait to see her on free TV again, but whatever. What do they do when she gets there? I'm just know I'm going to be posted up and excited, and I can't believe it's right here.
That's the question. We don't know who she's going to face. So, I mean, obviously, we're both fans, so we're definitely excited no matter what. I just I think if you're gonna do big business like you did the first dance with CM Punk, you have to do it at the beginning of the show.
Do you want to move on to the top of the card?
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
So Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, shithead, and all the Cody crybabies out there in standards and practices, you listen to The Rock right now. When The Rock has that microphone live as the people's champion, The Rock will and will always and forever tell it like it is. So Cody, Seth, crybabies, and that shithead dog of yours, Pharaoh, standards and practices off is the direction you can fuck.
We are less than a month out from WrestleMania. We've got 4 SmackDowns and 4 Raws left. And we have 5 matches. We have Cody Roman, Seth and other Drew, Bailey Io, Rhea Becky, now Cody, Seth, and Roman Rock, but we still have 8 hours of pay-per-view to fill up. What the fuck is going on? The last time I thought they were being a little bit slow about building their card was when Naomi came out that time to announce that her and Sasha were going to be challenging for the titles. And at that point, that was at the end of February. And we're into March now, and we still don't know everything that's going on.
I mean, I trust Triple H. So.
I do, yes. And we
Yeah,
could probably make very good guesses as to the rest of the card, but I think it's a little bit late. You know, because not only between now and WrestleMania, which is today's March the 10th. WrestleMania the 6th and the 7th is less than 30 days away. You have to not only book those matches, but make us care about them.
Yeah. So this week, that's why they're doing the
A
gauntlet.
lot of work to do.
They're doing the gauntlet to see who faces Gunter. There's things that they can inherently do. I've always thought this idea, they need to have a number one contendership match.
Yes, they used to.
At WrestleMania. Like for whoever for the next pay-per-view, they just have a tournament for each brand and each brand, and then just whoever wins the tournament, like whoever wins the final of the tournament, which will be at WrestleMania, is the next person in line to get a championship. And like you can build a story off of that to keep it going.
Yeah. Makes sense.
That's what I've always thought they should do, but and that would just make easier matches where they're like, hey, it's this person and this person. Well, why are they fighting? Number one contendership. Boom, the story's there.
Exactly. And you can put other things around it. But I feel like they got 3 hours of Raw, and 2 hours of SmackDown. I feel like for 5 hours worth of time, they don't spend a lot of time developing towards their next, stories that they're going to have in the next PLE. And they could.
I mean, The Rock and Roman.
Even before Rock started showing up and taking up all the screen time, I don't think they were making good use of their airtime. That's what I think.
No.
And now that he's here, it's even worse.
That's why they got to get on Instagram and do the promos themselves.
So you're not cutting anybody's time and then still find ways to cut into other people's time.
And like that video that somebody took of the cameraman waving The Rock, like, hurry up. We're like,
I didn't see that.
Your brother's a Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer. Yeah, and you're 20 years younger than your siblings. Is that right? You know why? Because you were a mistake.
We need to hurry this up.
Oh my God. Rock. What is that telling us about how many takes he needs when he's working?
Yeah, and you know what's weird? And this is gonna be a pausable moment, but why the fuck is he always sweaty when he comes out?
Pause indeed.
I guess what I always figured is that they just spray them down with like water or baby oil or whatever. And that's why they always came up with the hair wet. Like it always is still jarring to see AJ Styles come out, for example, with dry hair.
But you're not wrestling.
No.
Why?
But you gotta look shiny. That's just the look. You gotta be shiny.
I guess so.
And I know The Rock just Bruce Bannered out of his fucking Versace shirt.
His Versace shirt.
His Versace shirt. But like, why? Like, you should not. Or like, did you just like work out and then like, hey, Rock, it's time for you to come out? It's like, all right, let me put on.
Maybe you don't know that guy likes to work out. Maybe he is working out right before.
I think they sprayed him down. Whatever it is that they put on them before they come out. Like that weekend of Royal Rumble, they showed Charlotte backstage getting Andrade ready to come out, and he's got his back to her, and she's spraying him with something. I'm like, what kind of fucking combination of highlighter and water and baby oil are you putting on these guys?
I think because I read one time about the concoction they make for
maybe there's Fenty in it. Body glow.
There's like a thing they use to spray actors to make them look sweaty, to make it stay and not evaporate. It's like water and vegetable glycerin. It's like a glycerin, so it's like it beads up, but it doesn't like evaporate.
Who needs to buy hydrating mist when you can make your own anti-inflammatory and hydrating one, mixing equal parts distilled water with rose water. Yep, you could take the girl out of Lebanon, but you can't take Lebanon out of a girl. Rose water has great anti-inflammatory properties. So like I said, half equal parts distilled water, equal parts rose water, and then you put approximately 2 tablespoons of your one and only glycerin.
So that's probably something like that. Maybe they do put highlighter because I don't know. I know if you want muscles to show up, you use bronzer and highlighter.
Yeah.
That can definitely make all your muscles look way more intense than they really are. But
I guess
might be
since
that.
Rock isn't touching anybody, he can roll out with whatever kind of glycerin he wants on him because it's not they're not going to worry about him sliding off somewhere and
Right.
falling and busting their ass.
He just got to look shiny.
Let's see. Because we were talking about that match. I still think it's funny that Dwayne's decision to interject himself into WrestleMania is the reason why all 3 of those guys are getting twice the pay.
Hello.
Like, I mean, you know, like Cody can do it and Seth can do it because they're some of the best
I'm
wrestlers
not
in the world.
crazy about him coming back from
Roman-
injury and doing that, but
Roman, it's just like you have not worked 2 matches in a row
for
in
months.
5 years.
Oof.
In 5 years, you have not done this.
Whoa.
Hopefully, nothing happens. Like Roman's the one where you're like, I hope nothing bad happens to you.
Yeah.
Because if it does, oof, this is all going to be Jungle Boy's fault.
Go cry me a river.
The face-off on Friday, as soon as the Rock started talking about Cody's family, and he smacked him, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That makes everything make sense now.
In which Cody gets his lick back.
Yeah, exactly.
God, yeah.
And nothing happens. It just goes off. And it went off, I think, about 2 minutes earlier than I'm used to. And like I saw the credit and I was like, okay, what next? And then it just goes away. And then immediately I go to find, what happened after they went off the air? They just left the ring. You planned it a little bit better. Maybe we could have seen something after that.
Yeah. Like
and then CM Punk, see? Just let them hit each other.
And then the Rock's just like, the fuck you say?
Oh my God, this is comedy. It's so funny. It's a lot of fun to watch it. And watch what this little L shape has been doing. Because when The Rock went and did this, he did that on purpose.
Yeah, I think
everybody noticed it.
Yeah, I think he's planning on like turning on Roman. So that's why Paul was the one that recognized what he was doing. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck? So
Why the L shape?
To loser? I don't know.
Yeah, what's it gonna be? Because Seth was also, when he was talking and doing his promo with Cody, made that and deliberately unmade it. So I'm like, okay, you want us to notice that? Okay, why?
Because like if they were not bringing attention to it,
yeah,
I think like it would be a mistake. But if they're bringing attention to it, they're like, oh, okay, this is going to be a factor.
Yeah. How do we see it later?
I'm here with the Florida heavyweight champion, Drew McIntyre. Drew, first, just let me say, we at the network are so proud of you for becoming our champion. Now, you must be up against several challengers. There must be a lot of people coming after.
I'm going to cut you off right there, Fletcher Chase. I'm not here to talk about challenges. I'm here to talk about partying. You see, I moved from Scotland to America because I didn't want to be the big fish in a pond full of losers. I've based myself in LA, Chicago, and New York, the places to be. I fly between each, I go to the best clubs in the land, and I party all night long. Yes, I am the Florida heavyweight champion, because I choose to be. I am the man, Fletcher Chase. You should be down on the ground, kissing my feet, because in Drew McIntyre, you have the prince of ratings.
Drew had the proper reaction at the end of Monday Night Raw, where it's just like, you're really just gonna walk by me?
Yeah.
Like, you're really just gonna do this shit? And like all that happening makes me like, yeah, Seth's probably gonna lose, but the way that they were building up Damian Priest in that tag match, where he
right,
where he longingly grabbed Finn's beard And in like one of those Japanese,
Bisexual Undertaker strikes again.
and then one of those Japanese yaoi situations, he grabs his beard and he says, "It's time to fly, Prince." And then
not a yaoi situation. Jesus.
yeah, it's like
Oh God.
It's time to fly, Prince.
Yaoi situation.
I mean, I'll name the episode a yaoi situation, but like,
Situation.
but fuck, like, I was just like, God damn, like this is really.
Why is it that in the middle of all our talking about the what's going to happen at Mania and what's going to happen with all these belts and keep forgetting about Damien? Because they ain't done shit.
Well, that storyline kind of shat the bed with him and R-Truth. Like, if they would have accepted R-Truth into Judgment Day, kind of like Sami Zayn, then them turning on R-Truth would have been a lot better. Now they're like rudderless. Like that entire story is rudderless. It's kind of dumb. Makes no sense, and like it's like a hindrance. So like they get the belts off of them, give it to Awesome Truth or whatever, and then Priest is going to cash in directly after the match. That's the only way this is going to work. Is if Drew McIntyre spends this 2-year journey, or no, near 4-year journey getting back to where he got to, and then it all gets swept away within minutes. Like that is the story.
全日とセガの最強タッグが送る究極のプロレスゲーム登場。あのバーチャファイターも参戦。ドリームマッチ実現。全日本プロレスフューチャリングバーチャ 10.23 ゴング。セガサターン。
Holy shit.
He's like, yeah.
Lesnar's back? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why? I thought that I was getting what I wanted. Universe to never see him again.
Yeah, apparently he is. I don't know what else, but they said he's back on the roster.
I mean,
WrestlingNewsSource.com.
Basically just means that they're deciding to say, yes, we're giving him money again. So it doesn't necessarily mean like we'll see him on programming before the end of the year. But it absolutely could on the other side of it. So what the fuck?
It's from Wrestling News Source, but I saw another one. Brock Lesnar has been reinstated on the WWE website's roster page, marking his return. Previously, the ex-WWE World Champion found his name embroiled in the lawsuit filed by Janelle Grant against WWE, Vince McMahon, and John Laurinaitis. Sorry. There we go. Leading to his exclusion from the year's Royal Rumble event, a halt in his creative involvement, and his removal from the promotional activities for WWE 2004 or 2K24, whatever. And the WWE 2K Supercard mobile games. With his restoration to the roster, it appears WWE has resolved the issues concerning Lesnar. It says Lesnar's most recent appearance was at the WWE SummerSlam Premium Live event, where he concluded a trilogy of matches against Cody Rhodes. As Lesnar's not back on the roster, there's a growing speculation on who he might compete against upon his return, especially with WrestleMania on the horizon. Before the legal complications, a match at WrestleMania XL had been anticipated, with rumors swirling and it could still be on the cards. Gunther had expressed a desire to face Lesnar, calling him his dream opponent. With WrestleMania approaching and Lesnar's roster status restored, the dream match between Gunther and Lesnar remains a possibility that could excite fans worldwide.
Boo!
Not the ones here.
Boo!
That's what Sammy
there he is.
said.
We've seen Braun Strowman and Braun Breaker.
Boo earns. Boo earns.
Boo earns.
Are you saying boo or boo earns?
I was saying boo earns.
I hate it. Thanks. Oh, wait. When is this whatever they're doing to get a contender for the IC title? When is this happening? Is it tomorrow?
Yeah, it's tomorrow. I don't think, because they already listed all the guys who can do it, and storyline wise, it's Gables.
Yes,
it's Gables. So he
it
needs
is.
this.
It is, and he
Brock
does.
Lesnar comes and cock blocks his way into being IC champion.
Uh-huh.
It kind of ruins
Seen it too many
the
times.
whole experience.
Mhm.
So he's gonna have to win.
I don't know. We've seen him come in and ruin any other good thing going on.
Championship by Ghost Recon Breakpoint available now. And Brock Lesnar quickly with Kofi Kingston and an F5 and F5 by Lesnar. There's the cover. We got a new champion. We have a new champion.
I mean, even if he does go against Gunther, he shouldn't win.
No.
Thought I was getting what I wanted.
Like, Brock Lesnar goes and fucks off whenever. So like,
I
if
thought
you
he
just
was competing against the law.
Apparently, there's another article. It's from Essentially Sports, the fans' perspective. They talk about, just the same thing mostly, but they add this is a positive move for the Beast, who has been missing from action for a long time. And while it is still unsure if this move is related to him having a WrestleMania match, the WWE is likely planning to bring back the Beast to induct legendary manager Paul Heyman into the Hall of Fame.
Oh.
It says, after all,
That
the
would
duo
be
have been
interesting.
iconic as The Undertaker and the late Paul Bearer. And while the dead man couldn't induct Bearer as the ghostly pale-faced manager, unfortunately, he passed away before being titled a Hall of Famer. The WD would not want another legendary induction to go to waste. I don't know, but I thought that was interesting. I was like, oh, he's back. Because that was a big thing, them saying that they pulled him.
Yeah. But I mean, would he have to be on their roster to induct Heyman?
He's already on the roster. Like, they didn't take him off the they took him off the video game and live.
They took him off the PR train, is what they did.
Yeah.
More than anything. But now they're like officially like, oh, he's back.
And then
the thing.
They'll charge like a $20 DLC and WWE 20.
You can get it if you
so
want
you
to.
could get the character that was initially supposed to be on the game anyway.
Let's do this.
I'm going to tell you where they can reach us at this point because I'm finished. You can find us at _HWO on X, Twitter. I'm going to call it Twitter, no matter what you put on this fucking bookmark, Chrome. Home_wrestling_league on Instagram. And on TikTok, I'm going to call it TikTok because I think it's cute, at Home Wrestling League. Other than that, we don't really have and sign off. There's no ending. It just goes.